rolling, dude.
Welcome to the Coast Host.
Welcome to the Coast Host. I'm in the pool for
I'm
this
over
poolside
here.
review.
This video is going to be about FanFest at Universal Studios Hollywood. We went twice. We went opening night and then we went last weekend.
Yes, it was very fun. I don't think it was as good as last year. We'll get into why, but I still thought it was a solid event, especially the second time we went. Wow, dude.
Whoa, it is 6:40 p.m. and here is the queue/pile to get in to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Hello, welcome to Jurassic World. We just rode Jurassic World twice.
Oh, so good.
And now we're headed to Jurassic Park, which
Going
is
back in time.
the superior Jurassic in everyone's opinion. I think.
It's John Hammond.
Hey, John is here! So we went opening night. First thing we did, Jurassic Park. They had velociraptors kind of just around being tamed by...
But didn't it like escape?
Yeah. Well, they were like, everyone stand back. The raptors are coming out. It was basically like the raptor encounter, but more raptors.
Hi.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
That's down there.
Almost. And
It was
the first night we were like 20 people back, maybe. It was a small crowd, so we couldn't really see anything because it's just flatness. But then the second time that we went was about a week and a half later, and they actually had big screens up in a couple places so you could get a better view of the raptors as well as Juliet the...
Oh yeah, there was the Triceratops.
Yeah, Juliet the Triceratops was also there. Apparently she was like falling asleep. I don't know. Like, wake up, Juliet! Oh, wake up, Juliet!
But yeah, it was a really cool area. We were there, again, on night one, we were there during the day, but then circled back at night. And then day two, we knew only go there at night. But when the sun goes down and they had this really cool like green lighting. Sometimes the lighting would change depending on if the show was going on or not. So from far away, it looked really cool. But they had, the meet and greets as well. They had John Hammond. They had Dennis Nedry.
The actors were really cool. We did not meet any of them because they...
we're not really meet and greet
just
people
bros.
anyways.
Oh.
Yeah. We know a lot of cosplayers and stuff. It's really just one of those things where we're like, hey, I don't know, the immersion can't really be broken for me. I'm like, I know I'm just meeting a person in a costume.
But I've heard great things about all of them from other people. I know Ian Malcolm always had a really long line.
But the dinosaur photo ops were great.
Yeah,
we did
the
get some
dinosaurs
photo
were
ops.
great.
I got the Spino.
Yes, our favorite was the Spino, especially because it has the ringtone in it. Jurassic Park's important to us. Okay.
And it was probably the best part of FanFest.
So we started strong with Jurassic Park.
She's walking away from me, but my mic is on, which means she can hear me.
Oh, I was like, who's he talking to?
Igor's going to look for bones where there's dinosaurs. Victoria makes big creatures. Frankie sometimes has dinosaur bones in it. I would give the Jurassic Park area a 10 out of 10. They had the big arch, they had great photo ops, they had great character meet and greets, they had a little show.
I'd say during the day it's an 8 out of 10, and during the night it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, and
I feel like it's a much needed extension of the Jurassic Park area.
Yeah, and in terms of FanFest, if you're the goal of FanFest obviously is to create, fan environments that you can immerse yourself into, and I think they do a good job of that for the Jurassic Park.
Yeah, they
area.
do a good job with walkthrough areas.
Yeah.
Like that. It is 7 p.m. and this is the line, I think, for Nintendo World.
If you want to
Nintendo
meet a
World.
Yoshi, you can
Yeah,
wait in this
just
line.
to meet Yoshis.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So we did that first, and then we went to Super Nintendo World, where they give you a little packet to solve a variety of puzzles. Basically, it gets you walking around the area, which honestly, we've walked around that land so much, we didn't even really need to go anywhere. We kind of knew all the answers.
The questions were things like, it would show you a picture of a sign and it'd be like Toadstool Cafe, and it'd be like Stool Cafe, what's the first part of this,
So if you've never been there before you could see most things from one spot, but you can go over. All in all, you solved all those puzzles, and then at the end, you got an answer. And then you got to go to a special Yoshi meet and greet, which was Green Yoshi and Mario. After we saw the line, after we saw who we were going to meet and the queue, we decided not to do that because our group, no one really cared.
Yeah, well, and you could meet. The exciting part of it was they had more colorful Yoshis out. Like they had a purple one, a yellow one, a green one, and those were just out in the land for meet and greets. And I know I said earlier we're not big meet and greet peoples, but
I'll meet a dinosaur.
Yeah. Yoshi is cute, right? So.
And his waits were not very long.
No, because there were so many of them as well. It spread people out, which I thought that was nice. Like there were a bunch of them, and then there was also the special meet and greet. So because there were so many, it spread people around. Now that being said, again, I think we both agree it's 2 years in a row. I don't think the Nintendo area has been all that exciting in terms of FanFest.
I think it's just exciting for people who don't go to USH as much as we do or did. Being able to have low weights and stuff in Super Nintendo World is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Mario Kart was like a walk-on the first night we went. We waited maybe 15 minutes the second time we went.
Well, the first night we went on pretty much walk-on. The four of us had our own car, and there was nobody waiting, and they let us go again.
Say all in all, I would give the Yoshi and like Super Nintendo experience like...
I'd probably say a 4.
I was going to go 6 out of 10, because I thought the Yoshis were cute, and the low weight for Mario Kart I thought was pretty solid.
That's true. That bumps it up.
Wow.
This is unheard of. There's nobody in here.
It's an empty portal.
Wow! It's awesome! Super Nintendo World closes early, so the ride itself, I think, closes at 10:15.
I did forget about that.
When the event goes until 1 a.m.
Yeah,
and
that or 1:30, right?
I think 1 or 1:30.
Yeah.
And the land, I think, does the land close too?
I can't remember if the land closed early, but yeah, I forgot the fact that Mario Kart closed that early into the event. Maybe I'd give it a 5 out of 10, maybe, because yeah, you don't have a ton of time, and if you start in the upper lot, you might actually miss going on Mario Kart in the whole event.
Hi.
We live a fun life.
We do. Okay. That's so funny.
So you're going 4 out of 10?
I think especially because it closes early. Like, I still had fun. But as far as this event goes, maybe I'd give it a 4.
Yeah, I'd say 5 out of 10. And I mean, you can definitely see that too, because the second time we went, we didn't spend any time in there. Like, we went over there, we rode Mario Kart, and then left the area.
I was like, I could wait for the Yoshis I didn't get to meet, but I really just wanted to meet Purple Yoshi because Purple's my favorite. So
yeah,
big eyeball man.
Fluxus, or the Almighty Zelgloth.
I feel like it's a Z something.
Yeah. So, but then I guess the third thing then in the lower lot would be the same thing from last year was Dungeons and Dragons: Secrets of Waterdeep, which is it's pretty much the same exact show. They made a few changes.
Yeah, they changed. I only noticed like one.
Yeah.
One change.
The like puzzle room.
Yeah, the puzzle room. But I think the actors all did a great job.
Audio is an ongoing problem for pretty much the whole event.
Audio is an ongoing issue. But I get it. I mean, basically you go room to room, and the rooms are really only separated by like a fake wall. So
it's like a Halloween Horror Nights haunt, but yeah.
But the rooms are bigger. They're more showrooms and less
maze.
Yeah. And so obviously they have to keep the audio specific so that you don't hear too much of it in a different room. So I get it. But we're usually pretty close to them as well, so we can hear them even if it's not through the mic. An 8.
That's what I was gonna say. I'd say I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
They have also the Xanathar puppets animatronic. 10 out of 10.
The animatronic's fantastic. But yeah, I'd say the only thing for me missing from the event would be for the Dungeons and Dragons stuff would be doing more. Like we're going through this adventure, and I will say depending on the actors you get, like our second time going through it was phenomenal. I loved the actors we got. Our first time it was a little over the top, a little cheesy. Like the villain was definitely like, oh, hello, what's going on? Whereas the second time, that was the first time, the second time she was like, oh, welcome to the tavern, you can ignore this poster over there. Like she was a lot more subtle and I think it worked better than like the silly over the topness, like tongue in cheek type things.
You're late. And here I am, Lana Lay, Star Shadow, far too patient for my own good.
So depending on your actors as well, you will get a very different show. Even though it's the same lines and all of that stuff, you could get a very different style of show depending on who your actors are.
The second night, what's the guy?
The bard,
The bard. He was making
Throckary.
Throckary. He was making some good jokes.
The rest of you are rogue, okay? What's your name? Justin. No, it's Eric. Eric Claire. My hairstylist. She does good work, right? This is right. Follow me, rogues. Do your sneakiest of shuffles.
So then we went to and this is, I think, the biggest downside of it. The thing we did next was the Scooby-Doo times Universal Monsters. This was the tram event. So last year, for anyone that went, it was Back to the Future, where you went to the Back to the Future set, like where the clock tower is, and like they had, the movie was playing out in front of you. Essentially, the actors were all running around, but you weren't like interacting with them. It wasn't meet and greets and stuff like that. They were performing the movie. Like Biff burped in our face at one point.
Was very funny.
But again, so like that was a 10 out of 10. That might be like the best Universal experience I've ever had. Getting to dance with my wife at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, like what an incredible memory. So the Scooby-Doo times Monsters one, though, I guess honestly, if you want to talk about it first, but it's not good.
Honestly, I might give it a 3.
The big thing for the event, I mean, this is what they advertised the most. This was like, you got on the tram, you went down to the lower lot, you got off the tram. Like, this is supposed to be a big moment.
And as you can see in our pictures that we'll share, we dressed as Victoria Frankenstein and Igor from the Monsters Unchained ride in Dark Universe and Epic Universe. So big fan of the Universal Monsters. Really big fan of Scooby-Doo. Michael probably more than I am, but I love.
Yeah, I grew up watching Scooby-Doo.
The live-action Scooby-Doo movies. But I think the combination of them together just did not hit right. The tram takes you to the back lot and they do a video that introduces you into the world, and it was just so cheesy and over the top, but not in like a way that Scooby-Doo is. I think it just felt...
Well, somehow the monsters were the cheesy ones and the Scooby-Doo characters were like,
serious.
Hey, welcome to here, we're solving a mystery.
They also weren't hanging out.
Yeah, they were all in separate areas. And so basically they have you solve this mystery. So they give you a pamphlet when you get down there. And it's supposed to be like you're solving the mystery with them. However, there's also like 500 other people solving the mystery with them. So it does something that, and I've talked about this with anyone that I've talked to about this event, but it does something that I don't particularly like that a lot of modern things do, whether it's video games or modern, events like this, where they're like, hey, you're the chosen one. You're the one that's going to help us figure this thing out. They were like, hey, you're the main character and you're gonna solve this thing. And I'm like, I can't be the main character because there's too many other main characters around. Whereas if you go back to the Back to the Future one, Marty McFly is still the main character. You're just existing in Hill Valley watching the events play out, and I think that works a lot more in an environment like this where you still get to be immersed in it, but you're not the main character. Because you can't be. You just cannot be the main character with that many other main characters running around. Yeah, so it didn't hit. And then, the monsters would like show up and do these weird, like artsy things.
Like when I saw Wolfman doing like interpretive dance with his like into shot, it was weird. I was like, what's happening?
At the end of it, you can go down this path that'll lead you to what is the big reveal. So basically you're trying to solve this mystery of who the Phantom Director is. That's the mystery. I think we didn't preface with that's the mystery you're solving. You're solving the mystery of who this Phantom Director is. It's this guy trying to ruin this movie set, right? And there are 4 possible suspects. You can go to the different tents of the Mystery Inc. people to figure it out. And once you do, there's a big reveal. To get to the big reveal, you gotta wait in a pretty long line. At least it was pretty long for us. So once again, that goes back to like, how can I be the main character? How am I doing the big reveal if I have to like wait in a line to get it? Like, that's super immersion breaking, right?
Yeah, we really wanted to skip the line and just get back on the tram and go back to the park.
Yeah. But we were like, we got to experience it. So we get in there and we get into another big group of people that presumably also solved the mystery. But then like we are not a part of it. It's more of like a show. And honestly, I do think it was the best part of that area.
Well, they were also all together.
Yeah, like
Scooby-Doo was there.
The Mystery Inc. was together. Scooby-Doo. Yeah, Scooby-Doo's now nowhere in this event except for the big reveal. They do the big reveal. And again, you're not a part of it at all. You're just a bystander watching it, which, like I said before, that's actually what I prefer. But after you trying to tell me I'm the main character solving this mystery with them, should I not then be with them unmasking the guy? Like, so it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. I don't think it landed for us. And I do know there were a lot of people that were pretty confused. I know plenty of people that probably enjoyed it, but yeah, I agree. I think I'd give it like a 2 or a 3 out of 10. So then we went back to the park, and then we did the Sailor Moon movie thing that they had in the Kung Fu Panda Theater.
Yeah, it's about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
15 minutes.
If you like Sailor Moon, you'll like it. Don't really care for anime. Definitely not Sailor Moon. So I was like, what is happening? But if you like Sailor Moon, you'll like it.
3 out of 10 also.
I think I would give it an 8 out of 10 if you're a Sailor Moon fan.
Well, I
agree with you. For me, yeah, like a 2 or 3 out of 10. But for Sailor Moon fans, probably an 8 out of 10. Yeah. And then you have the meet and greet right outside.
I would think Izzy, our friend who was there too, I think she'd give it a 10 out of 10.
She loved it.
Ball.
Yeah.
She loved it, and she was like, so that was exciting for her. Then we went to the One Piece show. So back-to-back anime for us.
Rough.
Honestly, the show, pretty cool. They explain like who all the characters are, like what they do, basically.
There's some fun effects, like the guy who lights his leg on fire and does those kicks.
Yeah, and there's some teleportation and there's some cool stuff. The audio, 0
Awful.
out of 10. I could not hear them at all the first night or the second night.
Yeah, we saw it a second time, even though
Besides
like
twice.
anime is not for us. We were like, okay, the audio wasn't good that first night. Let's see if they fixed it. Nope, I still could not hear it.
We did sit in the front row, but the front row is both nights. But the front row, the speakers are right there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
The first night we saw it at midnight, and then the second night we saw it around 10. And I recognize as well, we're not fans of anime
Nope.
One Piece. Maybe a 7 out of 10, because I still had a good time.
Yeah, and if
I
would
think
give it,
honestly, the audio just knocked it down.
yeah, I'd give it a 7 out of 10 for One Piece fans. Again, if I look at it myself, I'd be like, let me watch Waterworld. Like,
Yeah,
and I'm not a Waterworld
fan.
fan. I just think that show's so much better.
I agree. I do think there was missed out on like customizing it, but I do give it a higher rating because the whole area was One Piece. So they did the restaurant, they made that One Piece themed. They had a bar as well, which we didn't go to. But there were also super, super cute lights.
Yeah.
I think the lights really added to that. And they had a meet and greet, which we didn't do because A, we didn't want to, and B, we couldn't. I don't think we could have. One Piece area, big ups from last year.
Yeah.
I mean, last year they had One Piece meet and greet. I think that's it.
Yeah.
So for One Piece fans, 10 out
Huge.
of 10.
And the merch was great, honestly. Piece merch in particular. If you like One Piece, you were rolling in merch.
Yeah.
The merch in general I thought was pretty solid, but
I
like
was
for
like,
One Piece
"Ew,
fans,
ew."
I know there was a shirt. It's like a blue shirt with One Piece emblems on it. I have never watched One Piece. I don't care about One Piece, but even I was like, I like that shirt. No. But yeah, I'd say 7 out of 10 for that. Then we get to what also might be the bet. Like these two, Jurassic Park and this thing, are fighting each other, and that is the Forbidden Forest Search for the Lost Hippogriff walkthrough event.
We did that.
That was awesome.
Last thing, both nights. The first night we probably got in line around 12:45.
Yeah, it was after the One Piece show.
Yeah, pretty much we went to One Piece. We got some food, and then we went over to that. And then the second night we did it a little bit earlier, maybe closer to 11:45. I was very excited for that. They kept it very secretive. It's in the line of where Forbidden Journey, the ride, kind of part of the line that you do have, and then part of the line that they haven't used in probably 4 years.
Yeah, the walkthrough is in the extended queue.
I hope it becomes permanent.
Not that it matters to us, we're moving.
Yeah, I know, but it matters for people who will go.
Yes, and we'll always visit.
I thought it was really cute. I think the first night was better because we were towards the front of the group, and so we could hear them better. Again, audio was bad. I understand the logistics of it because you're so close to each group. You don't want to hear everything.
I did. I actually heard the second night, though. I heard the group behind us more clearly than I heard our group leader.
When it was the Devil's Snare,
yeah,
I was like, "Hey, can we join them? I can hear them."
Yep.
So the first night we had a guy teacher, and the second night we had a lady teacher. I thought they both did great.
Yeah. The first guy, I was telling T the first night, the first guy really reminded me of Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah.
And so I really am like, I was like, we're in a Forbidden Beast movie. Like, I was
Forbidden Beast?
Yeah, Fantastic Beasts. I was thinking Forbidden Forest. Forbidden Beasts.
Forbidden Beast.
No, Fantastic Beasts. I was like, I really felt like I was like in a Fantastic Beast movie because he reminded me and sounded like Eddie Redmayne, cool. And I was like, "Yep, that's Newt Scamander leading us through the forest to find this hippogriff."
I liked her a lot as well.
But that first night we were in like the front row, and it was flawless. Yeah. It was like I got goosebumps at the end of it. It played, some of the classic Harry Potter music. You get to find this hippogriff, and the lighting is amazing. The puppetry on the hippogriff is really, really cool. Again, the performances were very well done. Looking up at Hogwarts at nighttime in the forest is like just beautiful. So yeah, that one was 10 out of 10.
We probably waited
no notes.
30 minutes maybe the first night. It said it was going to be an hour, but it was so close to the end of the night that I think they just beat that up a little. Yeah. I'd say the first night was a 10 out of 10. The second night was a 9 out of 10, just because of where we were in the group.
Yeah. But all in all, yeah, I would say like this Fan Fest, especially compared to the other one, they've now had two years in a row of this. I think they landed better last year. I think, there were a lot more
we didn't
high
do
scores.
Everything last year.
What did we skip? We did everything.
Well, we didn't do the show. That was in the theater.
Oh, yeah. But that's because it was another anime show.
I know.
Yeah, it was like Chainsaw. Well, Chainsaw Man, I think, was Halloween Horror Nights, but
they did have a show in the theater last year that we did not do. But yeah, it was anime.
But I also think, it's a good thing for Universal Studios Hollywood. Like, it gives them a unique springtime event that, like, would bring a draw to the park. And yeah, I've enjoyed it both times. I think both times it's worth the ticket price, which we didn't really talk about that, but it's like $77 or something like that.
I was gonna say, I think it's $74, and it's from 7:30 is technically when the event starts. It's 1:30, so I think it's 6 hours.
Yeah, and you get access to everything at Universal Studios Hollywood except for Secret Life of Pets, Despicable Me. Like, you don't get the stuff over there.
Close that area.
And you don't get the traditional tram tour, but you still get to go to the back lot. But yeah, and I think that pricing is pretty solid because you get access to a lot of the rides there, most of the rides. And then the event itself is definitely worth it both years in a row. Again, I still think last year was stronger, but I think it really just comes down to whatever they put in the backlot.
This has been the Coast Hosts poolside review of FanFest 2020,
and probably our only poolside review. But I just really wanted to go swimming. That's why we're out here. So
yeah. Well, hey, we're gonna have another pool when we move. So
it's true.
Could be another poolside review. Hello.
Hi.
Oh my goodness. Oh